Hello and welcome to another weekly update. I really hope you're having a good week. Sort of coming towards the end of the year now, 20 days left till Christmas. It snowed here for the first time, only a little bit, so that was exciting. Didn't lay on the ground or anything like that, just a couple of flakes in the air. But yeah, that's exciting. Feels like both a very long year and also a weirdly short year as well. We seem to have gone from like the beginning of March, like taken a deep breath, and then it's been the beginning of March for ages, and now suddenly it's Christmas, and the sort of middle bit is probably some months to forget. Anyway, what else is happening, and what should we be talking about right now? Well, if you're looking for something to do towards the end of the year as well, that maybe you've never really got into the Microsoft Teams development space, and you've been sort of meaning to, and thinking, well, actually, maybe this is the right time to do it, and you've got a bit of time coming up at the end of Christmas, there's a really nice entry point for you. It's a Learn TV thing that's happening on December the 16th. It's happening between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time, so that's kind of in the afternoon if you're European UK time, and it's like it's a learning together series. It's a 2-hour live stream about developing apps for Microsoft Teams. It's being run by Microsoft. It's being run by developers for developers, and it's all free, and it's on Learn TV. So Learn TV is Microsoft's new learning TV channel thing, kind of launched at Ignite this year, I think. Yeah. So that should be really interesting. It will go through, I imagine, I don't know, but it's being run by the Cloud Advocate team at Microsoft. They're going to, based on the brief I've got, going to be talking about what Teams apps are, how you can build them, and how you can then integrate them into Microsoft Teams. So that all sounds really good. Yeah, sounds really interesting, and yeah, that sounds fun. So that's December 16th. So if you wanted to jump into building apps for Microsoft Teams, or you've done a bit of it and you want to learn some more, or you just want to kind of make sure you haven't missed anything and grab some tips and tricks, December 16th, 9 a.m. PST. If you go to aka.ms/learn together, that's aka.ms/learn together, then that's where you can kind of sign up for that. You can add it to your calendar as well. So yeah, see you there December the 16th. That sounds good. All right, other things that have been happening. Let's have a look. So we've got a public preview of the Microsoft Teams activity feed API. So that's interesting. So we've talked about this before, the activity feed for Microsoft Teams. And kind of what that is, it's a place for applications to add notifications into the Teams feed. So that's quite useful if you've got applications that kind of part of that they do maybe have a presence in Microsoft Teams. So maybe there's a tab there or a bot, but also it's sort of features, if you like, information from another system, and maybe you want to send notifications into that system around, like processes being complete or anything like that, really. This is a good way of doing it. So you can mention people, you can react to sort of notifications and put new notifications into the activity feed. So you can do all that in an API, and that API is in public preview now. So if you want a good example of doing this, let me just cut to the screen share actually. If you want a great example of doing this, Yammer is actually doing this. So if you've noticed, this is a terrible way to zoom into the screen. This is a really bad small screenshot here, so that's annoying. But let's have a look at their documentation. So see if that same screenshot is in here. I don't think it is. No, this is like detailed documentation for exactly how you do that. So this is obviously what the notification feed looks like, some requirements. They go into a good amount of detail about what you have to do, what the schema looks like for what those notification sort of tiles look like, and then how to send them. It's a post request, spoiler, but that's how you do it. You need the chat ID and you send in an activity notification. You can, so that's like notifying user directly in their chat. You can also do it into a team using the team ID. And you can also make something kind of completely custom like this as well. So I came here looking for the screenshot and I didn't find it, but never mind. But yeah, Yammer is a good place. If you go and look at what Yammer are doing right now with their notifications that are surfacing in Teams, that's using that same thing. So yeah, this is good to see happening. It's also nice to see Microsoft taking the stuff that they're doing to solve their own problems, such as notifying Yammer information in Teams, and then also giving it out to developers for them to use in API form. That's really good to see. Yeah, because that's always good to see as like a developer, because you kind of see something happening and you think, oh, I could use that. I could do something really cool with that. And so it's great to see that API support coming. All right, it's other things. So it's the end of the month, which means it's time for one of these What's New in Microsoft Teams blog posts. I'm not really going to go through this because you can read these yourselves. The thing I wanted to focus in on, though, is down in the What's New for Developers section, which is normally towards the bottom. So a lot of these things we've already talked about. We've talked about using the Power Apps in Teams as an app. We've talked about Power Automate for Microsoft Teams. Other things that I want to talk about are Teams apps for meetings. That's generally available. That's interesting. So this was the thing I was looking for. So this apps in meetings is now GA. So that's had a really quick kind of preview program, really. It feels like just a few weeks ago that it went into preview. It was probably more like a few months ago thinking about it. But yeah, this basically allows you to embed experiences inside the meeting space. So before, during, and after meetings. So that's unlocks a whole bunch of different functionality for developers. This example from Monday is on the screen right now. You can see they're in the meeting, but there's this kind of pane on the right-hand side to let people kind of interact with what's going on. So yeah, really exciting. Unlocks probably, a bunch of new scenarios for developers. And if you look into this page as well, which I'm going to share the link to, this tells you how to do it. So this documentation is really new, as you can see, a couple of days old, last updated. But this is really nice for telling you like the prereqs, the things that you can do. So you can get the context of the meeting. So when your users open the tab in the meeting, your code knows kind of where it's at. This tells you the participants in the meeting. And like notification signals. So yeah, you can kind of show in meeting dialogue bubbles and like all sorts of things. So this page is really good actually for giving you all the things you can do when you're in this meeting to go and get all the different things, how that might look as a C# code example, what sort of response you can expect, this kind of content of the person that's in the meeting, and all sorts of things. So this is a really good page to digest for kind of in-meeting experience. I'm going to be doing some blog posts on how to put together a simple kind of in-meeting experience. I'm going to be doing that over Christmas, so look out for those as well if that sounds interesting. Okay, finally, the thing I want to leave you with is just a kind of fun blog post I did in the week about creating a Christmas snow scene and kind of Christmas countdown and stuff for your next video call, your Teams video call. And this came out of a conversation I was having with someone the other day who had a kind of cool Teams custom background image of like a Christmas tree and some presents and stuff like that. And we got talking and I thought, wouldn't it be good to do like a Christmas countdown, like number of days until Christmas or whatever. Kind of thought about it and thought, well, actually, I think we can do that. I think that's possible. Because I use OBS and I use OBS for in Teams as well. There's a really good blog post by Scott Hanselman that I've linked to in my blog post that if none of this makes any sense to you, then you should definitely go and look at. Because he goes into a lot of detail about how to use OBS and Teams together and why it's cool. But I had a look through and it turns out it's pretty easy to add snow to your video feed and to have a Christmas countdown. I can actually show you what that looks like right now because I'm recording this weekly update in OBS as well. I use it for all my recording stuff now. So where are we? Okay, so where's the snow? Here we go. There we go. So Christmas in 20 days and snow falling. So the Christmas in 20 days is calculated. It's not kind of, it's automatically calculated. There's a I wrote a small like website not website, a GitHub page to just return that information based on using Moment.js. And the snow is a video, green screen video, and then with OBS you can lay two videos on top of each other and use the chroma key to get rid of the green. So it kind of all comes together really quite nicely. So yeah, so I've got all the instructions for how to do this in that blog post. And yeah, your OBS feed can also be your feed for Microsoft Teams as well for your Teams videos. So you can absolutely do this yourself as well. So if that sounds interesting, then go and check that out. It's really, I've tried to make it like fairly simple to follow the instructions. So you can just kind of do exactly what I did, and then you can have snow on your video feed too. All right, I think that's everything I want to talk about this week. Whatever it is you're doing this weekend, have a good one. If it's snowing for you, hooray, it's nearly Christmas. If it's not, oh well. And if snow is boring and annoying and just gets in the way now, sorry. I can't remember the last time we had proper snow in the UK. It's been a while, certainly. I remember as a kid, but I don't think we've had like real proper snow for maybe 5, 6, maybe 7, 10 years now. So maybe we'll get that at some point. Anyway, whatever it is you're doing this weekend, I hope you have a good one. And yeah, I'll talk to you again next time.